Hello, my name is Danielle Nichols. I am a freshman at Indiana University, Bloomington. I am a visual arts education major with a minor in art history. This semester I took W200, Computers in the Classroom. Computers in the Classroom is the introductory course that allows future teachers to practice implementing various technological skills in their classroom setting. A major part of this class is the Service Learning Project. In this project, I, the student, contact a teacher in my subject area to work with. I chose Deborah Weiss, who is a visual arts education teacher at Ward Emerson Visual and Performing Arts High Ability Academy, a school that I once attended. When I contacted Ms. Weiss, she was very eager and excited to integrate technology into a lesson planner unit. To begin, I asked for information regarding her classroom. What kind of students would I be designing the lesson for? What kind of classroom setting does she have? Were there any students with learning disabilities that needed to be accommodated for? And such other questions. The initial answers she gave me were very vague, but with a few well-worded questions and a couple of phone calls, I was able to get the information I needed to begin choosing and evaluating tools for her class. When I began to look for and evaluate various tools for the lesson, I kept a few things in mind. One was the overall goal of the lesson. We chose an optical illusion lesson that would focus in on the op art movement. Therefore, I need to find information about the history of the op art movement to present to the students in an interesting way. Two, within the questions that I asked Ms. Weiss when we first began working together, she mentioned that her students would become very bored and frustrated with the hand-drawn methods that she traditionally used. Therefore, I decided to pick an interactive online tool that did not need to be done traditionally. Traditionally, this lesson would be taught with tempera paint and rulers and pencils, and there would be a lot of measurements that would confuse students. With the use of the online tool, it eliminated the mixing of the tempera paint and the need for measurements as much, and the need for measurements. Another thing that I kept in mind was communication-wise and accessibility. I knew that in her class she only had 2 student computers available for her students to use. Therefore, I decided to pick a tool and create a central location for all of the information that her students could access in any particular area, whether it be at home, in a computer lab at a school, or in another classroom if they have free time. I felt this was the best method for this particular classroom. Therefore, her students could work on it as home as homework, as well as in class, and be able to progress steadily without being rushed and be able to work at their own pace. I also made sure that since the tool was something new that I had never used myself, I made sure to find various informational videos or walkthroughs of the tool so that the students could briefly look through these videos and find out how to use the tool if I or Ms. Weiss was not able to provide that information. The first tool that I chose was Sumo Paint. It is a web browser-based digital art tool. This means that you use it within your web browser without a download, without having to purchase, and it's also a digital art tool which takes out that messy phase where you need to use tempera and rulers and measurements and hand-drawn methods to complete this assignment. The next tool that I chose was Screencast-O-Matic. It's a tool that allows you to record your computer screen with the audio and video as well. I used this tool to create a general introduction to the Sumo Paint tool for students to follow, and also to introduce the various other videos and other implements, such as the website that I created with all of the essential information located on it, and also the Sumo Paint YouTube channel, which had various amounts of videos that specialize in specific tools and specific functions that Sumo Paint has, so the students could look over it. I would say my strength was considering accessibility for the students and also taking into consideration various learning styles. I tried to make sure there were videos that were very interesting, as well as written information for those who learn better by reading or lecturing. However, my weakness did lie in creating learning objectives for the students to follow. I hope that through practice and the classes I take in my next 3 years here at Indiana University Bloomington will allow me to be able to create lesson plans and learning objectives and be able to read state standards and the Common Core standards better, and to be able to apply my lessons and my ideas to these standards and keeping to these standards and these objectives that I set for myself. I have set a professional goal for myself to become well-worded in these standards, as well as begin practicing writing lesson plans and creating activities that would fit these standards later on down in my career. Overall, this project was an eye-opener for me. Being able to practice and implement technology into an actual classroom setting was very useful. It helped me realize there's a lot of work that goes into picking a tool for a student or picking a tool for a class that I never would have thought of. It also made me aware of the skills that I need to improve and has helped me set professional goals in my journey to become an art education teacher.